hear from Tavis Smiley. Mr. Tavis Smiley, award-winning broadcaster, proprietor of this radio station, KBLA Talk 1580. Because today is the deadline, we gave Southern California 8 hours. Apologize for all of the gaslighting, provocations, that they have been spreading. After we provided receipts, which if you haven't seen them yet, you can see them for yourself at kbla1580.com. Yeah, we have the proof. That's how we roll around here. We're an evidence-based outlet. So Mr. Smiley will join us and we'll see what the next steps are here. Unless I missed something, there has been no apology. I might have. Who knows? Mr. Pedro Pizarro could have called Mr. Smiley or emailed him, and Tavis just wanted to surprise us. I'm not going to bet my life on that, but it's possible. So we will find out the latest and get an update from my colleague, Mr. James Farr and Mr. Tavis Smiley. So a lot to do today. And of course, I always want to hear your POV, what you have to say about it. It can be on the phone or it can be on YouTube, youtube.com. And then we're at KBLA 1580 where we stream every single day. Makeup or no makeup, we're there streaming. And you're invited in. I always love to see you there. Thank you to everybody who came out to the Justice Care and Opportunities Department of LA County. They had their summit yesterday, and it was fire. I mean, a couple thousand people, I'd say, at least. Lots of justice-impacted people, system-involved folks, people who had just completed or had been out for some time of either the carceral system, whether it be juvenile hall, the prison system, the foster care system. It was very interesting. I don't know if they recorded because I was busy concentrating. I don't know if they recorded the conversation with Harry O, but it was a good conversation. Get too deep into the politics part of it, his support for the president and all that, because this was a a summit about how people can access resources, get inspired, help others to transition their lives, whether it's out of foster care or the prison system or other kinds of hardships. And they gave away food. I mean, a lot of food, like boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of groceries. They fed everyone breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There was a musical performance by Ozo Motley and just a whole bunch of panels. So I really think this is one of those things that are going on all the time, not just in LA, but across the nation, that are good things, and we don't know about them because we're so obsessed with what is happening in Washington or the price of food. I understand that. But the fact that people are coming together to try to help one another, to not try to help one another, to actually help one another. And it works. And, big props to our LA County Board of Supervisors for supporting this, because this really is the will of the voters. We voted for a care first model. We don't want to lock everyone up and throw away the key. That doesn't work. Even if you think it's a good idea, even if you have some kind of prison kink, it doesn't work. It costs a lot of money. It doesn't make our streets safer. And from a humanitarian standpoint, it's terrible. All you're doing is warehousing people and teaching children, teaching low-level offenders to be big-time criminals, giving them so much trauma that they can never get out from under it. So we, the voters of LA County, said, no, that's not how we want to do things. We want mental health workers to deal with people in mental health crisis, not cops. We want the resources for people who are leaving the carceral system to have transitional housing, to have places to go, court support, help expunging their records, finding jobs. getting a place to stay. And that's what Justice Care and Opportunities does. And I know our LA County Board of Supervisors has fought to keep this in place, even with all of the fiscal pressures, the money crisis that we have here in California and, of course, in LA. And I know that I'm going to trust that y'all are fighting to fix it, since Measure G actually eliminated Measure J, which we voted in to force whoever's in office to put a certain amount of money into care, housing, for the unhoused, education, different kinds of programs. And the beauty of this is that people were learning about them, accessing them, and then there was all kinds of other random stuff there. That was fun. I also got to host a panel of women, women coming out of the foster system, or women who are incarcerated and fought fires while they were incarcerated, who have now gone into a fire camp to be trained to become part. That is something that was never possible before, because those firefighters, no matter how hard they battled blazes behind bars, they didn't have the certifications, they didn't have the necessary resumes to get those jobs. And I know that's true of a lot of other occupations that they do inside of the prison system. They don't necessarily get to use that experience on their resume for all kinds of different reasons. But they're starting to fix that with LAJCOD. This is the first. Of course, they do this for men too. It's not just women. But this was the first all-women's cohort of trainees. And so that was a really great conversation. Along with some students, shout out to the students who made a film about these women. So that was, these were high school students. Kyler Williams, Kendra Harris, and Phoenix Armstead, who made this film, really a really powerful short film called Phoenix. And then, of course, the county fire chief, LA County Fire Chief, shout out to him for supporting this program, for training these women, and then rolling up his sleeves to try to make sure they are ready to be placed in real jobs. Chief Derek Chapman was on the panel, and I got to meet Felicia Bryant, who's an assistant chief and fire marshal for Orange County, black woman, assistant chief, and she had some incredible, encouraging words for the women that were there. So it was a great day, and if you didn't get to go, you can go next year. They do this, I think, every year, but you can also access the programs. Just type in Justice Care and Opportunities, LA County, or JCOD, JCOD, LA County, and it'll pop up. Or keep listening to KBLA. We have the PSA for their hotline, which does things like, if you know someone who's getting out of prison, they can call that hotline, and these folks will make arrangements to pick them up and bring them to their court dates, drop them off back home, give them reminders so they don't miss their court dates and end up back in the system. They have all kinds of support. So if you know someone, and many of us do, who's re-entering society, that's not easy. So I would suggest that JCOD hotline is a really great resource that a lot of people don't know about. Imagine you can call and have someone act like your mom and remind you when it's time to go to court, and then come pick you up and drop you off and help you find a place to stay, help you find a job, and if you need some kind of mental health support, maybe get you into a program where you can be prepared to function outside of an institutionalized environment. 800-920-1580, that's the number if you want to call. We do have a lot to talk about. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive...
Around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MAJOR25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MAJOR25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MAJOR25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions, this is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. Their max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine & More, find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore. Our helpful guides are so friendly and nice, so many bottles to try at the lowest price. So gather with friends as you sit down to eat, grateful for all who made Thanksgiving complete.
With curbside pickup and delivery available and the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DePrima right now.
Right now, indeed. So it's a great day to call me, 800. Our next hour. I smell a rat. I smell a plan, y'all. I can't wait to see it unfolding. I laugh to keep from crying. This is Laugh to Keep from Crying radio right now. That's what it is. Let's go to Kwamel calling us from Gardena. Good morning, sir.
Hello there.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I decided that in light of our person will not get packed up, meaning this person they call a president, this incessant whiner, this Jabba the Hutt sounding bastard. That I think we probably could go ahead and do a palate cleanse and finally have that hip hop discussion that I brought up a little while ago, that hip hop reset discussion. And I kind of wanted to go into it a little bit, if you
Okay.
don't mind.
No, I don't, because I was going to ask you. You're asking for a discussion, and I vaguely remember, but I need the details.
Well, I brought up the whole idea of the hip hop reset that I had been hearing about from various people that were saying like, "Yo, no, hip hop's being reset, son." And I was really being based on some of like the newer tunes that were coming around, from different folks like Razzcast, like De La Soul. They got a new album out. Master Killer had this type of Method Man and Snoop. Just a lot of goodness, and plus also Dart Adams, this writer. He's a fascinating dude out of Boston. He should have that dude on if possible. He talked about the idea of not doing these goofy top all-time lists of albums or top all-time rappers and stuff.
I agree with that.
Based on that folks don't really have this insane knowledge. I was listening to this thing yesterday, and I'm like, thank you. You're sending this up to the universe. I'm glad you're saying this because folks don't have that kind of knowledge. They are basically narrow. He said they were basically narrow casting hip hop.
Interesting.
Based on emotions, and I'm inclined. I was totally inclined to agree because all I see is people kind of just voting their emotions, voting their tastes, and not acknowledging the reality of all the great hip hop out there, and what all we were drawing from, especially in light of, and he brought this person up too, Peace from Freestyle Fellowship passing on recently, and Freestyle Fellowship in general, Project Blow, Good Life, those great contributions. And also, Dominique, did you or Miles have any idea that this was Hip Hop History Month?
No, because I don't track this, that, or any history month, other than Black History Month, because I think they're just all made up marketing tools. Let me backtrack. I do recognize Black Music Month, even though it's a made up marketing month, because I'm in radio and I've been in it for a long time, and you know that, Cormel. But they're always sending you a pitch based on National Pea Shoot Week, National Underwear Up Your Butt Month. It's always something that they're promoting. So I just tune it out. We're just going to talk about what we want to talk about. But no, enlighten me. What is it? It's National what? Hip Hop for Your Mama Day?
Oh, so that's supposed to be Hip Hop History Month. I had no idea.
Hip Hop History Month. Did you know that, Miles?
Hell no.
Okay, he's an artist, so. But you're an artist too. You're a spoken word artist, Cormel. In fact, you were dropping bars about Trump just a second ago.
No, and we can go back to that for a minute. That you have this body of folks that are that unserious and needed to own the libs that badly that they were willing to put this goofy man child, this guy running around calling people piggy, and that we do not have a body of people ready to pack this man up and not implementing it, but deciding, we need to go ahead and suffer this dude. I said, I'm not gonna spend 4 years talking about this man, but they're making us talk about this dadgum man, as my father would say, because he loves dadgum, like Bobby Bowden from Florida State and all that.
So just to be clear, so now we have November's now Thanksgiving. What other months is it? Isn't it? I don't know. I don't keep track. So it's Hip Hop History Month.
We have Movember, where men are kind of supposed to not shave and just have the mustache and all that going out.
I didn't know about that either.
No, I'll use a different word. Ejaculation November.
What?
International Men's Day was yesterday.
Yeah.
I recognized it once. I tried to recognize it, but it felt like it got hijacked by Indian right wingers. and that's really kind of ish. I can't mess around with that. No, I do mess around. I'll mess around with it next year, but yeah, the right wing hijacking of things is really just like the flag and patriotism and all that. We let the right wing hijack things too much. Think Tank Thursday. It's time to reclaim all the great things from the right because we let the right get away with murder.
I think that's right. I think that's right. That's why you see me wearing a shirt with a flag on it. That's why you see me, because I am a patriot. To me, Malcolm X was a patriot, Frederick Douglass, MLK. I mean, they made the ultimate sacrifice for our doggone country.
Oh, yeah, because we would have, like, let it all burn like a lot of people probably did by voting the couch. We would just let it all go. Because, yeah, it is worth fighting for, especially when we decided to stay here. We said, oh, well, Big Mama's here, so we're here.
Right.
Or, you know what, Motown and hip-hop. New Jack Swing and stuff like that are kind of special, so I think we'll stick around, you know. And I'm kind of like that, too, you know.
I'm that way because I say my ancestors bled, they sweat, they actually died plowing this land, building the White House, building these buildings. Why would I build up all your stuff and zombie apocalypse, to the white supremacist zombie apocalypse? We can't do it.
Well, that's part of the reframe, though. This ain't their stuff.
Yeah.
This ain't their stuff. America, I mean, whether you want to put America name on it or Turtle Island, anything you want to call it, this ain't theirs. The colonizer does not own this. They want us to feel immiserated enough to just kind of run away, run along, walk away, whatever it is, so they
go to jail, work for free, go back to slavery.
All of that, so they can have a nice lazy claim to it, and that's another reason. So everybody needs to kind of reframe their brain. Word to Erica Savage on how you think about this land, this society, which we've contributed to greatly, which we've framed greatly, all of it, including the hip hop factor, you know, all these different cultural things that we've done, because the Nick Fuenteses of the world, the Charlie Kirks of the world, the Trumps of the world, the Stephen Millers of the world have shown they're not the thought leaders they think they are. They're not the leaders in general they think they are. We are. We just keep giving our power away.
Kwamel, hold that thought. We got news, traffic, and sports hard stop right here. More straight ahead. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominic DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. A black man from Chicago is facing a federal terrorism charge after allegedly setting a woman on fire aboard a Blue Line train in the Loop. Prosecutors say Lawrence Reed targeted mass transit in Monday night's attack.
The victim was riding northbound, approaching the Clark and Lake subway stop in the Loop, reading her phone, when the defendant doused her with gasoline and lit her on fire.
The victim is hospitalized in critical condition. Black Florida Congresswoman Sheila Sherfilis McCormick has been indicted for allegedly stealing FEMA funds. Prosecutors say she and her brother conspired to keep COVID relief over payments. She faces up to 50 years in prison if convicted. And Florida plans another execution today. Black 63-year-old Richard Barry Randolph is set to die by lethal injection for a 1988 murder. It will be the state's 17th execution this year. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Luka Doncic continues to lead the NBA in scoring with 34.6 points per game. It'll be interesting to see how long Doncic remains at the top of the charts with LeBron back in the lineup. LeBron took only 7 shots in his season debut Tuesday night, but that number is certain to go up as LeBron's conditioning improves and he handles the ball more. One of the reasons the Lakers are 11-4 is their shooting. They lead the NBA in shooting percentage at 51.1%. The Clippers are back in action tonight at Orlando. The Clippers are 4-10, 1-8 in their last 9 games. Former NFL running back Marshall Faulk is a finalist for the head coaching Giant Pro Bowler, is the running backs coach at Colorado with Deion Sanders. Faulk grew up in New Orleans, only 45 minutes from the southern campus in Baton Rouge. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out.
Hey man, how did the date go?
I had to cancel. I don't get paid until Friday.
You didn't know that you can get up to a $750 paycheck advance with the current app?
Where was that information yesterday?
All you have to do is download the app, see if you qualify. $750. Boom.
You think I should call her back?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
All right.
Need money before payday? Current has you covered. Set up an eligible direct deposit to see if you qualify for a paycheck advance of up to $750. Get ahead with Current. Text ACTION to 323232 to sign up today. That's ACTION to 323232. ACTION to 323232. ACTION to 323232.
Paycheck advance is offered by FineCo Advance LLC, a financial technology company, not an FDIC-insured bank. Eligibility and available amounts may vary and are subject to change at any time. For full terms and conditions, visit current.com or call 1-888-851-3177 for more information.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison. And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
Is sharing it in the car during the holidays.
I do love that. We will pack the car with gifts. And of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Everyone.
Appreciate you, and I welcome you in at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Special invitation if you were at the LAJCOD Summit yesterday. Together We Thrive, LA County LAJCOD Summit. Give me a call, 800-920-1580. Big shout out to the LA County Board of Supervisors and Judge Songhai Armstead, who runs that department. Also, if you were at the screening of the film about the life of Sean Bell, it's called Aftershock. They had a premiere last night. I'll tell you a little bit about that later. But Kwamel is on the phone talking about the hip-hop reset International Hip Hop Day, International Men's Day, no, Hip Hop History Month, I think you said. And then, just like Black History Month, I guess every month is Hip Hop History Month. And then, Miles, you were talking about the gelatinous rube in the White House. Oh, I said I wasn't going to call names. The person acting like he needs a reset in the White House. And I just wanted to make sure you got a chance to land and put a finer point on whatever you were bringing forth.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely time to land because it's time for other callers. I think I've ran my mouth enough. But Dame Funk even also was posting some goodness. As he often does. Great artist, great modern funk artist, Dame Funk, DAM dash Funk. And just talk about the idea that it was like kind of enough of all that low vibration, stuff about, streetness and banging and drugs and thugging and all that stuff, just all low vibrational. People talked about the idea of rap not being anywhere in the top 40, and I looked at the charts at the time they first mentioned it, and it was all Taylor Swift's album and K-pop. And that kind of told me a thing, like, wasn't necessarily that the rap was like, F rap, or was it that they just want to hear Taylor Swift and K-pop? They just want to hear happy, happy, joy stuff, which is okay. Because, hey, we had Earth, Wind, and Fire come along in the 70s that wanted to bring a higher vibration out. And that's the thing we need to remind ourselves. This is the landing. We are responsible for the vibration going higher. We don't have to always have these fights. We don't have to have these fights about black men and black women dating. We don't have to have these stupid MAGA on the libs fights. We don't have to have these different fights. I mean, as far as like getting Pedro Pizarro together, which sounds like an old Spanish explorer, that guy with the identifiers, do what you got to do. But beyond that, things that just kind of keep us in a bad vibrational space. That's the reason we have the Sahara Alis. That's the reason we have the Dominique the Primus herself. It's because we have a higher vibration we can bring out, and it's inside of us to bring us to all the different things we want to have, and the world we want to create. So that's the thing to think tank right about now.
Absolutely. But we've always had both sides. I think we've always had, no shade, but we've always had like Too Short. Right now is that the record labels and the marketing people control what's widespread, what's in the popular culture. I get that Taylor Swift is an elephant in the room. So when she drops, it's gonna take over anyway. But I don't think that everything has to be, De La Soul or Kendrick Lamar or whatever.
Right.
But why is it that that's always what's pushed down? And why is it that the trap and the drugs and, the manosphere,
the lack of artistry, stuff like that. Hang on, I got to call out the Too Short thing, because Too Short and Too Live Crew, they had the songs like Ghetto notwithstanding, but that was a social commentary. But neither of them, neither act, and I'm landing. Trust me, I'm landing. Neither act talked about killing anybody. They talked about sex, but one thing Too Short said on Drake Champs was, he said he was told when he started making his records, don't forget to have fun. They just talk about living. What he said on another record, living fun lives.
You forget that I actually know Too Short, right? So I'm not just talking.
I don't forget that. Come on now, you're the Bay team. I don't forget that.
I would never have gotten my job on television had he cussed less, because he was supposed to be the host of Home Turf. But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying at that time, yeah, he was. He was the original guy they were talking to, and then when they
learn something new every day.
And then they saw how he rolls. They're like, maybe we should keep looking. That's when they found me.
Can't have that on Prime 4 and every theater every time. Nah.
But one of our first segments was an interview with Short Dog, and there's footage from his mom's garage where he was recording at the time. So
You were the original MTV Cribs.
kinda.
You'd had a Red Band episode had you been in New Jersey.
MTV
But anyway.
garages, yeah. Anyway, Kwame, I mean, so no shade to Short. I'm just saying that that sort of school of just, being more, raucous, party oriented, and less maybe conscious. And yes, there were also people, talking about killing people when he came out. But I'm just saying, we've always had lots of different kinds of hip hop, rap. I just think now the more the corporate entities got in control, the more only one narrative was pushed out. That's all I was saying. That's the only point I was making.
Yeah, we could go on forever about that. But I know you got other callers, so I'm going to go ahead and be out. Thank you for your time, Dr.
All right. Thanks for calling, Kwamel. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling other people in that poetic voice. So I was talking about LAJCOD, the Justice, Care, and Opportunities Department, and second, third, however many chances you need, right? People should have the opportunity for redemption, I believe. And we see it all the time. If you can have 34 felonies and be in the White House, actually, that's not a good example because he hasn't done the work. When you talk about people like a Michael Harrio Harris, who founded a newspaper inside of San Quentin, who created job opportunities and has a whole not doing things to redeem what he called a genocide when he was referring to the sale of crack and the impact on our community. He called it a genocide in our conversation yesterday. But he's on a path to undo the harm that he did. I don't see the president on that path at all, but I digress. What I was going to talk about is this article in today's LA Times about how there are a group of attorneys that are looking to get shorter prison terms for some incarcerated Californians who they feel got longer sentences than they otherwise would have because of their race, okay? Now, I want you to think back to the LA District Attorney's race. And when you all elected Nathan Hochman, I say you all because I did not vote for him. I voted for DA George Gascon because I believe in the progressive prosecutor movement and the Care First model. Nevertheless, y'all elected Nathan Hochman. He's now our district attorney. And one of the things that he pledged in that chair right over there on this show is that that particular law was something he was going to lean on. It's called the Racial Justice Act. It passed in 2020. What he told me, what he promised us, is that even though he's going to bring back the death penalty, he's going to bring back the gang enhancements, which make these egregiously long sentences. He's going to go back to charging dogs as cats, children as adults. He said all that. He warned y'all, and he's doing it. But in the middle of all that, his vow to be balanced, which he did say he would be balanced. He would seek accountability even for law enforcement. And hopefully those were not just election talking points. He vowed to use the Racial Justice Act to review cases where racism played a role in the outcome, whether they be on death row or whether they be serving life without parole, juveniles sentenced as adults, whatever it might be, and that he would put that lens, the Racial Justice Act lens, to these over-sentencing, what I call the over-sentencing of mostly black people, but other people who are not counted as white. This I did not know when he made that pledge to us, that no California judge has ever granted a petition under the Racial Justice Act. So it's a thing we passed in 2020 when everyone was all fired up about George Floyd. Here we are 5 years later, and it has not helped one single prisoner in California ever. Ever. So I'm going to assume, because people deserve time to make good on the pledges that they make, I'm going to assume that our district attorney has got a bunch of these cases in the pipeline that he's going to be reviewing. But right now, it is lawyers. And by the way, it's the Stanford School of Law that says no one's ever gotten a break off this racial Justice Act. Bill, which is now a law, to do what it does, to do what it's supposed to do. Because 5 years after 2020, the fact that this has never been successful, I did not realize that. But the Stanford Law Group points out that 13 times as many black people are serving life sentences for attempted robbery under 3 strikes than white defendants. In other words, you are 13 times more likely, if you are black, to get life for attempted robbery under 3 strikes in California. I mean, to me, that seems like, okay, let's get all those cases. Let's review every single one of those cases then. If we already see in the data the racial disparity, the Racial Justice Act being activated right now in the Trump era is marvelous. And I point it out because just like the LAJCOD summit, we have to track what we're doing, what people are doing, how they're moving. Nobody's giving up and laying down. Well, we might lay down, but like Donnie McClurkin, we get up. And people are getting up and they're doing things and they're fighting back and they're doing things proactively that have nothing to do with what the administration is wreaking upon our country every single day in every county of this nation. And that's something to feel good about, to feel strong about, to feel encouraged about. We have this law in the books. Let's use it. Let's take D.A. Hockman's fabulous idea and make it more than a promise. Let's make it a reality. 800-920-1580. I would love to hear from you. I always do. KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
You are, and we are so glad that you are here. 800-920-1580. That's the number that Lynette just called, and you can do the same. Good morning, Lynette from LA.
Huh?
Is this Lynette from Los Angeles?
Oh, good. Yeah, hi, good morning. Thank you, Dominique, for taking my call.
Of course.
Reparations in memory of our ancestors. And we know the struggle continues, but always to God be the glory. You know, while the Republicans and Trump and them is trying to take away voting rights and subvert and destroy democracy and what have you, and get rid of the mail-in vote ballots, you know, at the Supreme Court. While the Supreme Court has that under their case, you know, load right now to look at as far as mail-in vote ballots, because it really scares the bejeebies out of them.
Isn't that wild?
Mail-in vote stuff. And while they're doing that, it's going to be power to the people all the way, okay? We're going to have to make this Black Friday really happen and be very consistent about it from here on out, because they don't relent and we don't relent. We don't want fascism. We already got neo-fascism here. They ban masks and stuff, you know, after the judge just said you can't wear no mask to be an ICE agent and not identify yourself. You know, you have to identify yourself like everybody else. That Pam Bondi going to have to be disbarred, and all the rest of them that's carrying the water for this administration and Donald Trump. I mean, it's just outrageous. And so, you know, it's power to the people all the way. We're going to be 250 years America, and it's still the same song as when this country first started. Only thing, it wasn't the British that were coming. Now it's the Nazis. And they're here, and they're letting us
you know,
know
and sometimes
right
it's hard to
now
tell the difference between the two, Lynette. I mean, you know, if you look at the royal family's roots, they're German roots, not just, anyway, that's a whole other show for another day. Lynette, you know, lots of great conversation, comments, and always with some analysis. Appreciate you.
Okay, and one more thing. Where is it where we gonna be able to get our universal health care for California? Every time we come to our floor in the Capitol, before we even get to the floor, is shot down. And, you know, seeing that health care, you know, and Obamacare ain't a priority by the Congress, we're going to have to make it our priority. And again, power to the people. And all these states here on the west, the West Coast, all of us need to get together and form a real big union against all this crap that's coming out of Washington, D.C.
Thank you, Lynette.
And make our unions, and make our independent and Greens at some point become
You said one more thing. Now you're on the 10th more thing. Lynette, can you come on and lay it for me?
Well, I'm just saying, they're talking about shutting down everything on Friday, and I think this is going to be a trend because until we get rid of Trump and them, this is just going to be what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, some people are talking about shutting everything down on Tuesday. I don't see that actually happening, but we'll see. I mean, I'm all for the boycotts. I do agree with Dr. Melina Abdullah. They should be strategic. Appreciate you always, Lynette. I'm going to Barbara from Orange County. I understand it. It's one more thing and one more thing and one more thing as they flood the zone. Welcome, Barbara.
Good morning, Dominique, my sister. I have two things to say. That SCE, that trust stock, is, I think, on sale for $24.36 to stock. You only need one stock to vote. You have a whole lot of listeners that go out there and buy more than one stock, okay?
I love that. Barbara.
Same thing with Target. Target has come down from like $100 and something. Now it's down to $89. If it drops $3 more, I'm buying 100 shares, and I'll have 100 votes.
And then you'll go vote. You'll go vote at their shareholder meeting.
To vote at that shareholders meeting. You only need one stock. How many listeners you got? And think macro, not micro. Not just the folks that are affected in Altadena, but all the black folks who love those folks that got screwed over in Altadena.
That is an
That's
excellent point. Okay.
That's number one. No.
When I said I smell a rat, and then I saw that news, I said, okay, there goes the rat that I was smelling. But I think there's more to it. I think there's even more to it than that, Barbara.
Well, King Charles. It's King Charles, right? Was he one of, and how's that going to affect his half black daughter that lives in Palm Springs?
He doesn't care. Sorry, I don't know. It seems like he doesn't care. They wouldn't give them security coverage that they gave to every other royal, and they were getting constant death threats, constant racial attacks.
I'm not talking about that son and the daughter-in-law. I mean his daughter.
Well, okay, I don't know about the daughter, but I'll tell you this. If he don't care about his own son, grandchildren, and daughter-in-law, why would he care about anybody black? We got news, traffic, and sports. You're welcome to stay with me, Barbara. We're looking forward to talking with award-winning journalist and author Jarrett Hill. We're going to unbox all kinds of stuff that's happening in our nation and around the world. That's next on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. A black man from Chicago is facing a federal terrorism charge after allegedly setting a woman on fire aboard a Blue Line train in the Loop. Prosecutors say Lawrence Reed targeted mass transit in Monday night's attack.
The victim was riding northbound, approaching the Clark and Lake subway stop in the Loop, reading her phone when the